Is Iran now hinting it could take the fight onto US soil, as the Revolutionary Guards warn that any new war will spread far beyond the Middle East? When Tehran talks about conflict extending far beyond the region, is the IRGC signaling it may bring never-before-seen long-range missiles into play? As Iran's guards mock the world's most expensive army right after Trump's U-turn on strikes, is Tehran smelling weakness in Washington's resolve? Iran's Revolutionary Guards issued a stark warning just as Donald Trump reversed course on launching new strikes against Tehran. The IRGC cautioned that if attacks on Iran resume, any new Middle East war will not remain confined to the region but could expand beyond it. The IRGC statement read, quote, "By repeating the enemy's aggression, we are making the war extra-regional. The American Zionist enemy, who has not learned from the repeated major and strategic defeats of the Islamic Revolution and once again speaks of threats. Although they attacked us with all the capabilities of the two most expensive armies in the world, we did not use all the capabilities of the Islamic Revolution against them. Now, if the aggression against Iran is repeated, the regional war that was promised will this time extend beyond the region, and our crushing blows will land you in black soil in places you do not imagine. We are men of war, and you will see our power on the battlefield and not in empty statements and virtual pages." The Middle East is once again on edge after Donald Trump revealed he paused a planned strike on Iran, raising fears of renewed military escalation in the region. Trump reportedly convened his top national security officials to discuss military options against Iran amid rising tensions between Washington and Tehran. According to reports, several US officials believed Trump was preparing to approve military action during the high-level White House meeting. But instead of authorizing strikes reportedly planned for May 19th, the White House suddenly announced a pause in military action. Reports say Arab leaders warned Washington that Iran could retaliate by targeting oil facilities and critical infrastructure across the Gulf region. Meanwhile, Tehran claims Trump backed away from military action because the US fears a massive Iranian response if another conflict breaks out. Senior Iranian lawmaker Ibrahim Azizi has dismissed renewed military threats issued by Donald Trump against Iran. In a post on X, Azizi said Trump only understands the language of power as tensions between Washington and Tehran continue to rise. Azizi also claimed reports about Trump backing away from a planned strike prove that Washington fears a massive Iranian military response. Ibrahim Azizi said, and I quote, "Trump's hesitation is rooted in one reality. He knows any move against Iran means facing a decisive military response and a unified nation. He obviously does not care about the mediation of the Persian Gulf state heads. Power is the only language he understands." Unquote. The Iranian lawmaker rejected claims that Gulf Arab leaders convinced Donald Trump to pause military action against Iran. According to Ibrahim Azizi, Trump stepped back solely because Washington fears a massive Iranian military response. The remarks came after Trump claimed countries like Qatar urged him to give diplomacy with Iran more time.
How close were you to striking Iran? You said you were going to attack. Did you have planes in the air?
I was an hour away. We were all set to go. You're talking about yesterday?
Yes.
We were going to be striking it would have been happening right now. Yeah, it was all done. The boats, the ships are all loaded. They're loaded to the brim. And we were all set to start. They said that they feel they've had for the first time in almost 47 years. You know, Iran's been the bully of the Middle East for 47 years. I mean, literally the bully of the Middle East. And they're nasty, very dangerous. They wanted a nuclear weapon. Had I not terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, had I not terminated it, see, that's the win. That can't happen with the real structure.
Mr. President, one more on Iran, if I may. When you were having your discussions with the regional partners, the regional leaders, did they express to you any concern about Iran's ability to still retaliate in the event of U.S.?
They have a little ability. Their missiles are 82% gone, we estimate. Their capacity to build is very little right now because we hit all of their manufacturing areas. Same thing with drones, largely gone, but they still have a little capacity. Yeah, not much, but they have a little. Their Navy is completely gone. Their Air Force is completely gone. President Xi has promised me that he's not sending any weapons to Iran. That's a beautiful promise. I take him at his word. I appreciated it. We had an amazing time in China. Look, we got along very well before this, but President Xi and I had really an amazing time. I think he'd say the same thing, but he promised that he's not sending any weapons. And, if you think about it, he gets 40% of his oil. He's not sending oil boats in, tankers in with 20 destroyers alongside of it. No, he wants it. He does want it open, like me. I want it open, and we'll get it open. But Iran has used the Straits as a military weapon for 47 years, really much more than that. And that's not their strait. That's international waterways. That's not for them to do. And look, they've learned their lesson. If I left today, it would take them 25 years to rebuild. But we're not leaving. We're going to do it right so that in 5 years, 10 years, if you have a bad president who doesn't want to do what's right to do, this should have been done by Obama. This should have been done by Biden. It should have been done by other presidents long before me. And everybody agrees to that. They agree to it.
Iran has strongly rejected what it calls US threats and pressure tactics during ongoing negotiations with Washington. Tehran says it could agree to a deal if all aggression against Iran ends and sanctions and blockades are fully lifted. Iran has also warned that its forces are fully prepared to confront the US and Israel if the conflict reignites in the region. Israel has reportedly raised its military alert to the highest level amid growing fears of renewed conflict with Iran. According to Channel 12, Israeli officials were caught off guard by Donald Trump's decision to delay military action against Iran. Reports say Israeli Air Force units are now preparing for immediate operations if Trump decides to resume strike plans. US and Israeli officials have also completed a joint operational review for possible future attacks on Iran. Military planners are reportedly focused on ensuring air superiority in the event of another major regional conflict. Meanwhile, fears are growing that Iran could launch a preemptive strike if Tehran believes an attack is imminent.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.